Okay, so this lesson is on arithmetic series. So the difference between a sequence and a series is that a sequence is a list of terms, and a series is when we sum or add those terms in the sequence. So two different things. For us, we're going to deal with a finite series. So that has a first term and a last term. There's a beginning and an end. We are not going to deal with infinite series in this class. You will likely run into them in later math classes, but in this class we're just going to look at finite series. So here's the formula for a finite arithmetic sequence. So a couple things that are needed in this formula. The first thing we need to know, and this is all the information below the box, we need to know the first term, we need to know the last term, and we need to know the total number of terms. So in every problem, those are the three things that we need to gather before we can use this formula. So definitely make sure that you pause and copy this down into your notebooks. All right, let's jump into some examples. This lesson is actually going to be one of the longer ones probably. I've got, I think, 5 examples that I need to go through here. So again, set your speed on YouTube to fast if you think I'm talking too slow for you. But I wanted to make sure that I did enough of these examples that you understand how this formula works. So the first one here is to figure out the sum of this series, and we start with our first term as 4, so that's good. Okay, we know that our first term is 4. We know our last term is 99, and now the issue is we don't know the number of terms that we're dealing with. So what we're going to have to do before we can sum this up is figure out how many terms are in this sequence that we have listed here to be able to get our sum. So we're going to start off by using our explicit formula for arithmetic sequences. So that was this formula. So I know that my nth term, my last term, is 99. I know that my first term is 4. I don't know how many terms. That's what I'm solving for. And then looking at what I've got here, I can tell that from 4 to 9, that's going to be 5. So my common difference is 5. So this just becomes a really simple algebra problem from here on out. So let me work through the math here. Okay, so now I know the answer to the number of terms is 20. So now that I've figured that out, now I can sum and work through calculating my end result here. So I've got 20 over 2, and then 4 plus 99. So I'm going to grab my calculator, and it ends up that I get 1030 for my sum. Okay, so this problem is a little bit different. In this one, I'm going to start off with what I need. I need my first term, which I have. I need my last term, which I don't have. And I know that my number of terms is 150. So I've got that going for me. But I need to solve for that last term. So what I'm going to do, again, I'm going to go back to that explicit formula. So I'm solving for that last term. So that is my variable in this situation. I know that my first term is 5. I'm dealing with the 150th term. And my common difference, if I look, 16 minus 5 is going to be 11. So when I do that calculation, it turns out that my last term is 1644. Okay, so now I solved that mystery, And now I'm going to go ahead and substitute everything in to my formula. And it turns out that my sum is 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, 5. It's going to be my answer for this one. Okay, so let's see what we've got here. So this looks like this is an explicit formula. I'm given an explicit linear, so arithmetic sequence formula. This S sub 8 is telling me that I'm going to have 8 terms. So again, what do I need if I'm summing? I need my first term, which I don't know. I need my last term, which I don't know. And I need to know the number of terms. The number of terms is 8. Now, in order to find my first and my last, or 8th term in this case, I'm going to substitute 1 into this formula. So my first term is going to be equal to 2 times 1 plus 1. So my first term is going to be 3. So that mystery is solved. And now I need to figure out my 8th term. So 8 plus 1. So 16 plus 1, so 17. And so 17 is my term. My 8th term is equal to 17. So then I'm going to substitute these into my formula. Oh my goodness, my penmanship today is terrible. On that note, my notes are beautiful, my completed notes. So if this is just too atrocious for you, you can always go back and take a look at those completed notes after you've listened to my melodious voice teaching you about series. Okay, so when I put this all in my calculator, then I'm going to get 40. So the first 8 terms of this sequence add up to 40. All right, guys, we are kind of in the home stretch. I'm going to do a word problem here, and then I'm going to teach you about summation notation. So, word problem. Okay, determine the capacity. So capacity is going to indicate the sum. So everything added together, all the rows of seats added together, of an auditorium with 30 rows of seats, if there are 20 in the first row, 24 in the second, and so on. Okay, so again, always start off with, what do I have? I have the fact that my first row has 30 seats. I have, oops, just joking. My first row has 20. I don't know what my last row, how many seats there are. So that's my mystery for this one. And then I do know that the number of rows that I'm looking at or thinking about here is 30. So I'm going to be summing 30 bits of data. So I need to solve for that the number of seats in that last row. So again, I'm going back to my explicit formula. I need to figure out what a sub n is. So that's just going to remain my variable, if you will. A sub 1 is 20. It's 30 rows, so 30 minus 1. And then my common difference, I need to look here. So I'm going from 20 to 24 to 28. So my difference is 4. So summing this, or putting all this into my calculator, that last row has 136 seats. So all of the rows, so the 30 rows in this theater, end up being 2,340 seats. Okay, summation notation. So that capital, that's the Greek capital letter sigma. So that is what we're going to use to indicate a sum. And you'll see that again, like if you're summing up data in a Google sheet, or if you're doing Microsoft Excel, that's the symbol that's universally used as a sum. So that uppercase capital sigma, it means we're going to sum. Now, this isn't a formula. This is just a way to describe what we need to gather. So in order to do any computation or analysis with this, you're going to have to fall back on the formula that I just gave you, that n over 2 times a1 plus a sub n. So that's the actual formula we're going to use. This is just helping us to understand what we need to do. So this is saying we're going to start with the first term, and we're going to the 20th term. This formula here, 3 times n minus 2, sets an explicit formula for an arithmetic sequence. If it's linear, and I've got kind of a hint down here, if the formula for the summation notation is linear, then it's arithmetic. The next lesson is going to be exponential in nature, and that's for geometric. So again, you're looking at this and trying to figure out, like, okay, is this arithmetic, or is this linear? Then it's arithmetic. Is it exponential? Then it's geometric. So in order to solve this, again, the formula that I'm going to be using for this is that summation formula. So n over 2 times my first term plus my last term. So this sigma notation is just helping us to get to this point. So I need to know for this, I need to know the number of terms. And in this case, the number of terms is going to be 20. So this is telling me my last term, and I'm getting that from this piece right here. My last term is going to be 20. I'm starting at 1 and I'm ending at 20. And then I need to figure out what my first term is. So the way I'm going to do that is I'm going to substitute in to that explicit formula. And I need to figure out what my nth or my 20th term is. And again, I'm going to substitute into that formula. So the numbers I'm substituting in, I'm putting in a 1 and I'm putting in a 20. So it turns out that my a sub 1 is 1 and my 20th term is 58. So then I can go ahead and put this into my summation notation here, my formula rather, 20 over 2, 20 divided by 2, and then 1 plus 58. So it ends up that the sum of the first 20 terms of the sequence is 590. All right, my last problem. Summation notation. So I want you to put it in that like sigma notation for the series. So I've got sigma here. I'm always going to start when I'm writing it with my first term. So what I need to figure out is the number of terms, and I also need to, in this box over here goes my explicit formula. So the first thing I'm going to work on is that explicit formula. So again, I'm going to kind of go back to that setup that we had. So my explicit formula, my first term is 7. And my common difference, let's see, 11 minus 7 is 4. 15 minus 11 is 4, so my difference is 4. So then to just kind of clean this up and get it into standard form here, I'm going to have 4n. I'm going to have 7 minus 4, so plus 3. So that's what goes into this box, 4n plus 3. Now, the other piece we need to know is how many, and I'm going to do my work up here just because it's easier. How many terms do I have in this sequence here? So I'm going to use that explicit formula. I'm going to say that my last term is 207, and I want to know what number term that corresponds with. So I'm just going to do some arithmetic here. 204 is equal to 4n, and n is equal to 51. So 51 goes up there in that box. Okay, so let's have some real talk here about this summation notation in sigma. I wanted to definitely make sure that you saw it because I think that it's something important that universally you will see. Do not freak out if you don't fully grasp these summation notation or sigma notation problems. They are not going to be on the unit test for this. But again, I just wanted to make sure that you at least saw it so that if you see this notation again in your mathematical career, you're not seeing it for the very first time then. So again, don't freak out if you're like, oh, I was good until she got to this summation notation. If you have any problems, reach out. I will have a Zoom scheduled for during the week if I can answer any questions. Otherwise, take care.